Our planet is a world of extremes, vast deserts under a blistering sun, deep, silent oceans far below. Life finds a way. But perhaps the most challenging places are those ruled by ice and snow. Here in the vast frozen landscapes of the Arctic and the Antarctic, temperatures can plummet to levels that seem utterly hostile to life. The wind howls with a ferocity that can freeze flesh in moments. The sun may disappear for months on end, plunging the world into a long, dark, frigid night. Yet, life persists. Evolution, over millions of years, has sculpted creatures and plants with astonishing ingenuity. Our journey begins in the high Arctic, a realm of stark windswept beauty. Here we encounter our first master of the cold, the Arctic fox. Its survival is intrinsically linked to the changing seasons. As autumn yields to winter, a remarkable transformation begins. A pristine, thick white coat grows, one of the most magnificent furs in the animal kingdom. That white coat renders it nearly invisible against the snow. The coat is incredibly dense, composed of multiple layers that trap insulating air. It can curl up, tucking its nose under its long bushy tail to conserve heat. A compact body with short legs and small rounded ears minimizes exposed surface area. Even the paws are fur-covered, insulation and natural snowshoes. When blizzards bury the tundra, the fox digs complex dens with multiple entrances. Its coat change, physiology, and clever use of the environment make it a quintessential survivor. We travel now to the opposite pole, the coldest, driest, windiest continent on Earth, Antarctica. Here lives a creature whose devotion to its offspring defies all logic: the emperor penguin. The emperors march inland, sometimes over 100 kilometers, to traditional breeding grounds. They breed in the perpetual darkness and unimaginable cold of the polar winter. The female lays a single egg and passes it to the male, then returns to the sea to feed. For the next 2 months the male stands in the freezing dark, balancing the egg on his feet. To survive, males huddle together, thousands strong, a living furnace. The huddle rotates slowly so birds take turns at the warm center and the cold periphery. Just as he nears starvation, the female returns, finds her mate, and feeds the newly hatched chick. Now it is her turn to care for the chick, while the male heads back to the ocean to feed. This incredible cycle of shared sacrifice ensures their lineage continues in the harshest place on Earth, a testament to cooperation and endurance. Returning north, we seek out the apex predator of the frozen seas, the polar bear. This magnificent hunter is perfectly and powerfully equipped for life on shifting sea ice. Its immense size helps. Larger bodies lose heat more slowly. The coat appears white, but the hairs themselves are transparent and hollow, scattering light to look white. Beneath the water-repellent guard hairs is a thick undercoat and a massive layer of blubber beneath the skin. Under the white fur, the skin is jet black, absorbing sunlight for passive heating. Their enormous paws act like snowshoes. Rough pads and papillae give traction on ice. Wide paws spread weight to prevent breaking thin ice. Blubber stores energy and insulates during long periods without food and while swimming in frigid waters. A hunter built to dominate ice and cold. A complete package of adaptations honed for the Arctic. The Lord of the Arctic endures where few others can. We ascend high into remote, unforgiving mountain ranges. Here lives one of the most elusive cats, the snow leopard. Its smoky gray fur patterned with rosettes provides near-perfect camouflage. Hairs up to 5 centimeters on the back and nearly 12 on the belly offer critical insulation. Large, wide, fur-covered paws act like snowshoes and provide traction on icy slopes. They distribute weight and prevent sinking into powder. Its extraordinary long, thick tail acts as a counterbalance on cliffs and as a scarf at rest. The tail gives agility on narrow ledges during pursuit. A large nasal cavity and well-developed chest help it breathe thin, cold air. Enlarged nasal passages warm air before it reaches the lungs, protecting core temperature. Every feature makes the snow leopard master of the high mountains, a ghost that moves with purpose through the cold air. Back on the treeless tundra we meet a relic of the last ice age, the musk ox. Formidable herbivores with stocky bodies, shaggy coats, and imposing horns. A shaggy outer layer of long guard hairs hangs nearly to the ground, shielding them from wind and snow. Beneath is kiviut, softer than cashmere and 8 times warmer than sheep's wool. That undercoat traps air and retains warmth through ferocious blizzards. In spring they shed large clumps of kiviut, which people sometimes collect. Musk oxen are highly social. When threatened, they form an impenetrable circle with calves sheltered inside. Adults face outward, taking the storm or the predator on their thick heads and coats. In winter they huddle, orient into the wind and wait out the storm, conserving energy. Stoic, unmoving, they survive by endurance and perfect coats, a living testament to ancient strength and social survival. Their collective endurance is a lesson in cooperation. We turn from the grand to the small, the wood frog of North American forest. This tiny amphibian's winter strategy is bizarre and astonishing. It does not migrate or burrow deep. Instead, it allows itself to freeze solid. As ice crystals form on its skin, a remarkable physiological process begins. Its liver converts glycogen into glucose that floods the cells as natural antifreeze. This sugary syrup prevents damaging ice crystals inside cells. Its heart stops, breathing ceases. To an observer, it appears dead. It can survive with over 65% of its body water frozen solid. When spring comes, the frost melts, the miracle reverses. Within hours, its heart flickers back to life and it hops away toward the breeding pond. A resurrection, one of nature's most profound adaptations, small, fragile, and utterly miraculous. We return to the vast open spaces to follow the great migrations of the caribou. These hardy deer are perpetually on the move, driven by seasons in search for food. In summer, the footpads swell for grip. In winter, they shrink to expose a sharp rim. That rim cuts into crusted snow and the hooves act as shovels to uncover lichen. Their noses are marvels, complex turbinate bones covered in richly supplied mucous membranes. On inhalation, the structure warms incoming frigid air. On exhalation, it recaptures heat and moisture. This conserves both heat and precious body water during long migrations. From snowshoe hooves to heat-exchanging noses, every part is designed for endurance. Finding food beneath the snow is crucial to survive the lean months. Their hooves adapt to season and terrain, making them relentless wanderers, a species built to travel the frozen highways. Endurance written in hoofprints across the tundra. High above the tree line, life fights freezing temperatures, thin soil, and scouring winds. Here, cushion plants have evolved a compact hemispherical growth form. Their dense, low-lying shape traps air and creates a warm interior microclimate. Temperatures inside can be up to 15 degrees Celsius higher than the ambient air. Woolly hairs and tightly packed stems reduce water loss and trap insulating air. Debris and organic matter build a small pocket of nutrient-rich soil within the cushion. The cushion becomes its own ecosystem, hosting mosses and invertebrates. Sun-warmed interiors allow metabolic activity even when the world outside is frozen. Deep roots anchor them and tap scarce water below the surface. Collectively, they improve their chance of survival, creating pockets of life on stone. Fine hairs, trapped air, and compact shapes. Simple principles that beat the cold. A living cushion that creates its own shelter and warmth. We plunge into the iciest waters on the planet, the Southern Ocean. Water temperatures hover at or slightly below freshwater freezing, deadly for normal fish. Antarctic ice fish contain antifreeze glycoproteins in their blood that halt ice growth. These proteins attach to microscopic ice crystals and prevent them from growing. The ice fish continue to swim and feed in sub-zero water thanks to this molecular defense. Some ice fish have evolved further. They lack hemoglobin, producing clear watery blood. Frigid water holds exceptional dissolved oxygen which the fish exploit. They absorb oxygen through scaleless skin and large gills, and circulate plasma rapidly. A larger heart and greater blood volume compensate for the lack of hemoglobin. A molecular-level defense combined with circulatory tricks makes them Antarctic specialists. A high-risk, high-reward evolutionary path that works only in supercooled, oxygen-rich seas. The ice fish, a true creature of the Antarctic abyss. We ascend to the roof of the world, the Tibetan Plateau and surrounding Himalayas. Here the yak reigns, long-haired, cold-hardy, and essential to human life. A thick, shaggy, two-layer coat, coarse outer hairs and a dense woolly undercoat, insulates against -40 degrees Celsius. Domesticated yaks are sheared for wool that keeps local people warm. Yaks have larger lungs and hearts, extracting oxygen efficiently from thin air. High red blood cell concentration and hemoglobin with high oxygen affinity keep tissues supplied. Efficient digestion builds fat reserves in short summers to metabolize in winter. Those reserves fuel them through long, harsh winters. Yaks provide milk, meat, wool, and fuel. They are the engine of life at altitude. Sure-footed pack animals, they carry goods across treacherous passes. Intertwined with human survival, the yak is central to culture and survival on the plateau. A true beast of the high plateau. From the frozen blood of the ice fish to the social warmth of the penguin huddle, the strategies for survival in the cold are nothing short of miraculous. We have seen how fur, fat, and feathers are engineered for insulation, how behavior overcomes brutal storms, and chemistry alters life to prevent freezing. Each creature and plant is a masterpiece of evolution, resilience written over generations. These adaptations remind us of life's drive to persist, endlessly creative and tenacious. What was your favorite adaptation from our list? Share it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more expeditions. Exploring these wonders is what we at Wayfinders live for. Join us on the next expedition. Your insights enrich our community of nature lovers. Thank you for watching. See links below for sources and extra reading.